Hey anglers, it's Al, the Hitman Sims with the Connecticut Fishing Recon Reports, the freshest reports online, brought to you by BlackOpsFishing.com, real undercover fishing. And the first Recon report comes to us from our friends at Hilliard's Tackle, conveniently located at 374 Rope Ferry Road in Waterford, Connecticut. The big news from Hilliard's is porgies. Giant porgies are in and they're easy to catch from shore or boat. Anglers fishing from shore have fared well right in the Niantic River as well as the Fort Trumbull area on the Thames River, while boat fishermen have done very well at the Spindle at Bartlett's and the Millstone outflow and just about any of the local reefs in the area. These porgies are running big. 16-inch fish are not uncommon. Fluke fishing. It's slowed down a bit in the last few days, but that should change as a batch of new fish could come into the harbor at any time. That being said, anglers are still catching large fluke and taking limits, but there are a lot of short fish to weed through. We heard that the block has been slow and infested with dogfish, while customers making the run to Montauk have fared much better. Locally, fish are being caught at Two Tree Channel, Black Point, and drifting in front of Millstone. Striper fishing. Striper fishing is only average for this time of year. There's still some fish lurking around the mouths of the rivers due to the abundance of bait this season, but the majority of the fish seem to once again be coming from the local reefs like Bartlett's early in the morning or nighttime on live eels or live lining freshly caught bunker and porgies. Stripers have been showing up at Millstone on a regular basis. The race has been fair to good but not consistent as we like to see it. Bluefish are around and making appearances at Millstone almost every day. Wilderness Point is another good place to try. The race has been a little quiet. Some days it's good, but it hasn't been as consistent at all this season. Sea bass fishing is open, but we're still waiting for some verified reports to come in. Some exciting news from Andrew at Fishing Factory 3 in Middletown. The Connecticut River continues to host on and off knockout topwater action for bass from keeper size right up to over 30 pounds. Andrew himself bagged a 33-pounder on a guppy pencil this week. These fish are chasing spent herring on the flats, and the main thing you have to remember is that they are spooky in that skinny water. If you see someone hooking up, don't throttle down and ruin it for everyone. Motor over slowly and keep your distance from the fish. If you do this, double headers are common. And there are blues there as well, into the teens. There's still plenty of bunker in the river now too, but they're not dumb. Get there right at first light and you can snag a bunch, but once a few nets and hooks upset them, they're heading right down for 25 feet or more, where you do get a good lot of bunker. Chunks and live ones seem to be working well with equal effectiveness. The reefs are still slow. Bartlett's has enjoyed a slight edge. The race and the gut are behind schedule as well, but are showing signs of life. The few guys that fish Watch Hill Reef said there is very little bait, there are almost no bass, and that's very odd for mid-June. Scup are just starting to show up on most of the reefs now too, and fluke fishing is best in the Niantic Bay. Guys making the long runs to Montauk and fishers in the block are not getting fair rewards for their efforts. Andrew himself fished Two Tree Channel in the stiff wind on Thursday and had 4 good fish in the 22 to 24 inch class, and said he thought he and his buddy would have taken a limit if they had more time and didn't have to battle the big winds. Black Point has had a few fish as well. And the next Recon report comes to us from Connecticut Outfitters in Wethersfield. Gary tells us that the river has been fishing good for a variety of species. Starting with bass, anglers have been doing well with smallmouth bass in the Scannick River area and also around Kings Island, where a couple of our customers had some great action in the last few days. As always, Kitech jigs kill it on Connecticut River smallies. Smallmouth action has also been consistent from Rocky Hill to Hartford, with anglers scoring on a variety of lures and baits. Largemouth bass fishing has been good from Essex to Hartford, with some good reports coming right out of Wethersfield Cove and White Oaks Cove. Spinnerbaits have been a good choice, and you may get hit by a bowfin, which have been very abundant this season. Pike fishing is only fair with some fish coming out of Wethersfield Cove, White Oaks, and Keeney Coves, and also the main river around Fall Downs and backwater areas. We have live pike bait in stock and a variety of pike fishing lures. Carp fishing. Carp fishing has been good lately, but remember, some carp in the river are on their spawning stage now and not ready for a meal, while others have the feed bag on. We have a full line of European carp fishing equipment in the shop and a knowledgeable staff to assist you with locations and presentations. There's still some stripers in the area for anglers dunking sand and bloodworms. Catfishing has been very good in all the usual places. Charter Oak Landing provided great action for Doug M., who landed several nice cats on CTO's frozen herring. And the last Recon report comes to you from our very own BlackOpsFishing bait and tackle. The big news this week was channel catfish. One of our customers had an amazing catch of over 30 catfish from 4 to 18 pounds in the Haddam area of the Connecticut River. His baits of choice were live eels, cut into chunks, and fresh caught sunfish chunks. These fish were all caught in a 4-hour time span. Trout fishing. Anglers are still coming in to buy live bait, shiners and crawlers and mealies, so we're assuming they're still getting trout. We did have a verified report from a father and son who scored several trout in the deeper holes on the Salmon River. Jeff from the shop and his brother Matt did well on the Farmington River on Tuesday. Matt nailed a brown over 4 pounds that he released unharmed back into the water. Bass. Bass fishing has been fair to very good depending on a variety of circumstances, which is normal for this time of year. Bass can be on many types of holding patterns during the summer. You can find them in shallow water under heavy cover, or in deeper water adjacent to weed lines, or holding on different types of shoreline and bottom structures. This is a good time of year. Bass may hit anything in your tackle box, and it's a great time to try a new method, or maybe just go with your confidence lure. 2 customers that fish Babcock Pond on kayaks showed us pictures of a 6 and an 8-pound bass they caught on a recent outing. The smaller bass fell for a topwater frog, while the 8-pounder swallowed up a BlackOps live mummy chub fished under a bobber. Good reports from Lake of Isles, Babcock Pond, Chapman's Pond on the Connecticut River, Lower Moodus, Upper Moodus, Amos Lake, Avery Pond, and Beach Pond. The wet Wednesday evening tournament held at Upper Moodus Reservoir this week went as follows. Out of about 20 boats, it was a rough night for most, several competitors not even weighing in. Among those that did well was a team with 11 pounds 13 ounces and the lunker weighing 5.97. Second place was an 8-pound 5-ounce bag, and third place was a 5-pound 11-ounce bag. This has been Al the Hitman Sims with the Connecticut Fishing Recon Report. Until next week, keep off my bass.